Hello, and welcome back to our Daily Games series. I'm recording this at 1 a.m., an hour later than usual. I just got home from seeing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I really liked it. I hate to tell you, I know it's been a contentious movie. I can see why. But it's a borderline top 5 MCU movie for me. Even though I think it has a lot, and I mean a lot, of flaws. The plot, basically non-existent. I'm not going to get into any spoilers. I'm also not going to sit here and do a review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's obviously not what you're here for. It had a lot of things that satisfied the kind of comic book fan that I am. And I mean, I'm emphasizing comic book, not comic book movies. There's a lot of things, homages to things, or just straight up portrayals of things that I've been waiting to see or thinking about in my head since I was a kid. And it's probably not what you're thinking of if you've already seen the movie. It's not the headline grabbing parts of the movie. It's again, I don't want to get into it. Sorry. This is Ukraine, by the way. I mean, if you don't know what Ukraine looks like right now, what are you doing? I'm going to leave it at that. This is also not the first time Ukraine has been on Worldle. I'm like 99% sure. Like 3 months ago, maybe? Like late February, early March. It was on Worldle. So that means that we know it does repeat eventually. I just don't know how often. Let's go with old Ukraine. Ooh, 8,500 kilometers away. So if Norway to Nepal is 6,500, 8,500 from Ukraine, like Norway to Ukraine has to be like at least 1,500. That has to put us like over here, down here. Well, hold on. What did we learn that one time? Turkey or Montenegro or Macedonia, somewhere over here was 8,000 kilometers from Eswatini. So that would actually put us maybe more like in central sub-Saharan Africa or in eastern Americas somewhere. We have a lot of options to choose from. Let's go down here just because it's centralized. So it'll probably give us the most information if it's still way off, and I feel like we're in Africa a lot. So let's hit up Uganda. Not even close. Further than Ukraine. That makes me think North America, maybe? Or like northern East Asia? Because I'm pretty sure Indonesia would be closer to Uganda than to Ukraine. Maybe. I don't know. Is a straight line near the equator, like effectively like right on the equator, longer than a line going across a less fat part of the world? Maybe not. But let's go to the Americas first. Let's go to the United States. Very close. 200 kilometers away. I almost said the Bahamas instead of the US, but I think we've had the Bahamas. But no, that was on Worldle. That was when I was doing this on Twitch, not on YouTube. I don't know. So I know Cuba is less than 100 miles from Florida. A kilometer is shorter than a mile, so there would be more miles between Florida and Cuba, but I don't think it would be 200 kilometers. So I think maybe we would be dealing with something. I don't know. Like the Bahamas and Cuba, I feel like are really the only options. We know it's not Canada or Mexico because it's not 0 kilometers. None of the other, like nothing in Central America is within 200 kilometers. Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the British and American Virgin Islands, like none of that's going to be within 200 kilometers. I'm going to go with Cuba, I think. No, but Cuba is closer. Interesting, okay. Um, but not very much closer. Like, the US was what, 212? This is 208. That is a little confusing to me. Maybe I'm underestimating the length of a kilometer. Maybe it is like Bermuda? That seems too far. And plus, I don't think Globle does dependencies. Yeah, I didn't think so. What? Maybe it is like El Salvador. But then how would that be 200 kilometers from the US? That seems so far away. I'm perplexed. And by I didn't mean El Salvador. I meant Belize. Because 200 kilometers from Cuba. I mean, 200 kilometers. I don't know. I guess I'll just keep jumping around the Caribbean. Let's go with Haiti. Haiti's further than the U.S., so maybe it is in Central America. Maybe it is Belize? What is happening? Belize is further than Haiti. There's no countries over here, I hate to break it to you. Unless it's the Bahamas. But there's... I kind of feel like it has to be the Bahamas. That's the only country that could possibly be equidistant from Cuba and the U.S. I don't know why I didn't guess that immediately, but I just would be stunned if this was 200 kilometers. That has to be closer than Cuba to the U.S., right? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm just stupid. I should have guessed that as soon as I saw that Cuba was like the same distance. Let's go with the Bahamas. Excuse me? Maybe it's just Bahamas. Okay. No. We'd had China very recently, so I would be shocked if it was China again, but this kind of looks like China. We've also had Vietnam, and this looks a lot like Vietnam. I know it's not Thailand, Laos, or Cambodia. Perhaps it's Taiwan? I think Taiwan's flag is similar. It has like a blue square up in the top left corner. No, and that's not very helpful. 2,000 kilometers northwest. I mean, that just sounds like you're describing China, but we just had China, like, at most 6 or 7 days ago. It's China again! I literally did this on a YouTube video, like less than 10 days ago. What the I guess it's just random. That's so weird. I would have guessed China immediately when I saw that red. I mean, you even heard me say, we just had China, otherwise I would do that. Like, that's upsetting. I feel like this shouldn't count. I mean, this looks like something I should recognize, but I really don't. Obviously some sort of, like, sci-fi. It's too green for all this. I'm thinking of, like, Elysium, Ready Player One, but, like, none of those would be this green. I'm still going to go with Elysium. Maybe this is, like, the platform on Elysium and not Earth. I really, really, really should recognize that. That makes me think, like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but this is not Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What the hell? This is Guardians of the Galaxy. If you've been following this series, you know why this image is making me so mad. And don't think I've recovered from Actorle. It's all tying together. All the MCU, all the anger at Actorle. Before last night, when we had just the horrific Chris Hemsworth display, my previous most embarrassing Actorle moment was from Glenn Close in Guardians of the Galaxy. I did get it, but I got it on my second or third try and not my first try, even though, like, less than 60 seconds into the start, I looked at the filmography and I was like, is this Glenn Close? Is this Glenn Close? Is this Glenn Close? Is this Glenn Close? God damn it. I don't reckon. I guess this is that planet that they're on at the beginning. That's why it looks so weird. I mean, I can't believe it took me 3 frames to get fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't even want to see Actorle right now. I'm so mad at it. 8.9, 1994. This is Pulp Fiction. There's a lot of fucking movies on here. This is not Samuel L. Jackson. I don't think this is Uma Thurman. No, there's no Kill Bill. John Travolta is Grease. No, it doesn't go back far. Well, Grease might not have a 7, to be honest with you, but John Travolta has not been in this many movies. This leaves me in an unfortunate situation. I gotta figure out a different movie because I can't think of anyone else in Pulp Fiction right now. It's been at least 6 or 7 years since I've seen Pulp Fiction. Looking for more 8s. 1988, Die Hard. Is Bruce Willis in Die Hard 2? Is Bruce Willis in, is Looper on here? Yeah, this is Bruce Willis. Is The Sixth Sense on here? Yes. What? Bruce Willis is in Pulp Fiction? I do not remember that at all. It's starting to vaguely ring a bell. Isn't he like one of the Fifth Element? God, I love that movie. He's like one of their accomplices or something. I don't know. I need to rewatch Pulp Fiction. Anyway, that was a very fast video. Whole thing clocked in at just about 11 and a half minutes. I'm mad about Flagle because we just had China. And I'm mad about Framed because it reminded me of the Glenn Close debacle. And I also should have gotten it probably on the second frame. I just rewatched Guardians about a year ago, but it is what it is, I suppose. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment if you're enjoying this series, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.